Okay, let her rip.
The foreign exchange market, or Forex for short, is a global, decentralized, over-the-counter market for the trading of currencies. This market determines foreign exchange rates for every currency. It includes all aspects of buying, selling, and exchanging currencies at current or determined prices. You have probably already participated in the Forex market. If you've ever traveled to another country, you would have exchanged some of your own country's currency for the currency of the country you're going to visit. If you didn't spend all your exchanged currency and deposited it to your bank account when you returned home, and that currency went up in value during your vacation, you would have received more of your home currency for your exchange currency when you deposited your excess foreign currency into your bank. This is also how you make money in the global Forex market. There are plenty of ways to invest your money. Lots of people purchase stocks or bonds. The Forex market has several advantages over the stock and bond market. Stock and bond markets frequently have bull periods and bear periods. A bull period is identified when just about everything in the market is going up. A bear period is identified when just about everything in the market is going down. While it's easy to make money in a bull market, it's much harder for a trader to make money in a bear market when prices are falling day after day. In Forex, there never really is a bear market or a bull market, since each trade consists of buying one currency while selling another. The market never really goes up or down as a whole. One currency going down naturally means the other counter currency is going up. All that matters is the currency you're interested in is either going up or down. Secondly, the Forex market in general is a level playing field. There are no mergers or acquisitions or inside trading to make the market move unexpectedly. The Forex market is the biggest market in the world, with over $5 trillion a day traded. So no one entity is ever big enough to control a market of that size. The market trades 24 hours a day, 5 days a week. That's 124 hours of continuous trading time available to you. You can start trading at 9 a.m. Monday morning in Sydney, Australia, and wrap up your trading on Friday at 5 p.m. in New York. So the market is ready and waiting for you anytime you want to trade. And because the market is so big, odds are you'll never be stuck in a trade. If you want to get out of a position, you can almost always find someone to buy or sell with. Trades are executed within seconds. Central banks and the global banking industry, governments, financial institutions, multinational corporations, and about 90 million home-based retail trading enthusiasts all trade in the global Forex market. Welcome, everyone. Thank you very much for taking the time to be here on a busy Friday evening for many of you, although I have been corresponding with some of you recently, and it's very, very late in Europe, and of course, it's very early on Saturday for many of you right now in Asia. So wherever you happen to be, a special welcome to you. Now, obviously, from watching that last 60 seconds on the global Forex market, you have a little bit of an insight as to what it is that we're here discussing. We're talking about CashFX, specifically the global Forex market, but much more than that. We're talking about an offering that's become available over the last 4 months, and it's being accepted very widely in many countries all around the world with great enthusiasm. And one of the reasons for that enthusiasm is the results that CFX is creating for its members wherever they happen to be. So let's dive in and maybe spend another couple of seconds on talking about the global Forex market, and then we'll get into the specific offering, and you can start learning a little bit more about what all the excitement is about. So first of all, and this is something you may recall from the video you watched a moment ago, Forex. First of all, Forex is an abbreviation. So when we say Forex, what we're talking about is the foreign exchange market, where you're exchanging one form of fiat currency or paper money for another form of fiat currency. So this is the largest, most liquid financial market in the world. Average over $5 trillion every single day traded. So to say this is an immense market is an understatement. It's absolutely massive. And one of the things that's very interesting, and this is also something we talked about in that very short video, by the way, which will be available for all of you who are members with a new custom funnel system that's going to be released very, very soon. Some of you have seen a bit of a sneak peek of that. And some of these videos will be embedded in that funnel system. So it'll be very easy for you not only to learn about CFX and all of the offerings it includes, but also to share it with others. So Historically proven to be recession proof. Why is that? Well, we just talked about in that video when one currency pair, or rather one counter currency is going up, the currency that makes the pair is going down. And so because there's always this up and down relationship with currency pairs, you're never going to see the whole market move down as a whole. And this creates a great deal of protection for people that are invested in the Forex market. And it doesn't matter whether the economy is running strong or whether the economy is running weak, there's always opportunity in the global Forex market. Risk management is something you have a great deal of control over, and also you can leverage yourself. Leverage is an absolutely wonderful thing to help turn your gains into even more gains, and everybody gets to benefit from it. You'll certainly learn how you can benefit from it as well. And then we talked about, of course, this being a 5-day per week, weekends off. This is not currency or a cryptocurrency trading, but rather fiat or paper money currency trading, which is Forex. So it's a 5-day per week market. All right, let's talk a little bit about the CashFX entity as a whole. Now, the background may be familiar to many of you. This is Panama City, Panama. And this, of course, is where the reveal for the official launch for CFX was probably just about a month ago now. In fact, just a little bit more than a month ago, this was taking place. CFX corporate offices are in Panama City, Panama, and this is where you'll see support staff, you'll see a trading floor, professional traders and analysts, those individuals that manage their software, and then everything in between. All will be taken care of from their corporate offices downtown Panama City, Panama. The focus of the project is to align itself with brokers, partner brokers that are regulated. So these are brokers that you can access anywhere in the world, and you can pick the broker that's most appropriate for you when we start moving into phase 2. For phase 1, you're going to learn about the aspect of CFX that has people the most excited, which is the completely automated version or the automated side of CFX. So the mission really is to simplify what can often become a scary and very burdensome market, the Forex market, where there's an awful lot to do to learn how to survive and then thrive inside the Forex market. The goal of CFX is to simplify and dumb all of that down. And you're going to learn in just a couple of minutes how exactly they're doing that so well. And the key part of this is going to be making sure that you have transparency. So you know exactly what's happening when you're participating without you having to do any of the heavy lifting or the hard work. So let's talk a little bit more about how they do what they do. We're talking about algorithms, specifically computer program software. In the Forex world, it's called EA. EA is an abbreviation for expert advisor. Also, AIs are playing a bigger and bigger role in Forex as well. Companies that I'm sure you've heard of, like JP Morgan and Goldman Sachs. These are very, very large companies that use AI for their trading with a high level of success. Cash Forex Group is using the same strategies where they have live professional traders, then they have AIs working for them, and they have EAs working for them. It's the combination of those three things that are creating some truly extraordinary results. The other thing that's very important that you need to know is that you'll have access all the time from your own private back office to see exactly what those EAs are doing. It's something that we call web TV, and you'll also have the opportunity to look at the history of their trading success, not only in your back office, but with a third-party verifier called MyFX Book, which is going to be released very soon. So all sorts of physical evidence for you to be able to authenticate what is happening and how you're benefiting. Now, let's talk about the cornerstone of the whole project, because the cornerstone really is an online university. It's an online university that's getting a lot of attention. And one of the reasons for that is it can take you right from total novice or rookie and lead you all the way down an academy path where you can, over time, learn to become a real skilled Forex trader. Now, that may be interesting to you. It may not be interesting. You may choose simply to use all of the automation like I'm currently using right now. But if this is something that has always piqued your interest, developing the skills to be totally in financial control of your own lifestyle for the benefit of you, your family, and those that are close to you, well, the academy is going to be how you'll do that. Now, the curriculum is broken down in this online university in 3 separate categories. First, we call the Elemental Series. This is just the getting started. It's the basics, the introduction to Forex, the terminology, how exactly money is made in Forex. And then when we move into the Supreme Series, it's really more rubber meets the road. It's where those trades are actually being taken, how they're being taken, and profiting in the Forex space. And then the Advanced Professional Series is where you really start to separate yourself from the 90 million or so part-time, we call them retail Forex traders all around the world. Really, in the Advanced Professional Series, learning how to separate yourself and understand the psychology of trading so that you can well and truly become the captain of your own ship when it comes to Forex and consistently get great results. So how do we do the automation side of things? Well, let me show you. Here's the Elemental Series, and there are 4 different trade contracts that are part of the Elemental Series. Now, as I said before, this is the process that I'm using. This is completely automated. So there's actually nothing that anyone needs to do or learn to take advantage of this automated side of CashFX. And you can see the contracts, the trade contracts start for as little as $300 US. This is why we call this the $300 contract. So the seal, that silver circle behind the software that represents that portion of the academy or the online university, the numbers are broken down below. So 30% of the value of every contract is earmarked for academy, for that section of the online university. So that would be $90 that would then go into that portion of the rewards plan. You'll learn a little bit more about that in just a moment. You can see the remaining, it says trade account 210, so $210, and then you'll learn a bit more about the leadership points in just a minute. So here's a $500 contract, and you can see 30% of $500 is $150. There's a $1,000 contract, and 30% of that is $300, and a $2,000 contract, and 30% of that is $600. So in every single case, the remaining capital is then being put to work for you automatically through the professional trading and the algorithms that are being used. We just talked about them a moment ago. Now, in the Supreme Series is where your contracts can move from $5,000 to $10,000 to $20,000. And of course, the same thing applies. 30% of each contract value is earmarked to unlock that section of the online university. So Academy Pack for all 3 of those, and the balance then going to be traded automatically on your behalf. Now, keep in mind, you can start at any one of these contract levels, and you can upgrade at any time. If you want to, in fact, you could start at one of those contract levels and start with your gains. You can actually upgrade yourself, never having to go into your pocket again, simply using the gains from the automated trading as you participate in the platform. Now, the Advanced Professional Series we talked about as well. And again, 30% of the value of every contract is going towards the academy or the online university. And then the balance is being traded on your behalf. Now, let me share with you what's captured the attention of so many people in so many different countries. What really has people so excited about this? Well, there's 2 terminologies that you need to learn to understand really why this is as impactful as it is. One of those terminologies is what we call bear, B-E-A-R, bear capital. And the other terminology is called bull, B-U-L-L. Now, we know there's bear and bull markets in Forex. Please don't confuse this with that. This is simply using a couple of very popular terminologies in the Forex market. Bear capital represents an opportunity for you to earn 2 times or 200% of the value of any contract that you start with. And bull capital equally gives you the opportunity to earn an additional 200% of the value of any contract that you start with, only that's being done through the rewards plan. So just to be crystal clear, when your trading begins, your automated trading, bear capital, you can earn up to 2 times the value simply from the automated trading, and bull capital can be up to an additional 2 times from the rewards plan. Let's break all of that down for you right now. And of course, as I said before, at the end, we're going to share a little more detail with you regarding leadership points and why that's so important. Okay, so here's an example using a 2K contract. Now you can see there's the Academy portion right in front of the 2K seal, and then below that it says Academy Pack 600. Well, 600 is 30% of the value of the contract. $2,000, 30%, $600. What is that $600 for and where does it go? Great question. Very simply, half of that, $300, goes as a sponsor or a fast start bonus for the person that shared this dynamic platform with you. The other half goes into what we call a team bonus, is the Unilevel bonus. So one is for sponsor only, the other is for team or everybody that's connected to be able to participate and benefit. So let's get into those in a little bit more detail. But before we do, I want to focus on the bare capital initially, because remember, we talked about trading AI, EA, and live professional traders. Is that combination of those three things that's creating the extraordinary results that our members have so far been seeing for the past 4 months. Now, you can see in the clipboard or a tablet behind the tablet that's being held by the gentleman on the slide, it says a large 15%. That 15% is there because there's a cap or a ceiling on your ability to benefit from trading gains on a weekly, that's right, weekly, Monday to Friday trading week, weekly basis. The most that you'll gain in one single week can be up to 15%, but never over 15%. And there's a very good reason for that, because we know that in a real trading environment, we have sometimes market conditions that are very favorable, very strong trading weeks, and then sometimes market conditions change and we have weaker trading weeks. So by putting a cap on the trading gains, it gives the company the ability then to supplement or lift up the weaker trading weeks so that you create a result that's a little bit more consistent right across the board. It makes it very easy then for you to discuss and share with your friends, because you're seeing much more consistent results because they're shaving the strong weeks and using them often to supplement the weaker weeks. Now, remember, as I said before, when we were defining bear and bull capital is coming from your automated trading gains. So let's talk a little bit about bull capital. Remember, the bull capital was split two different ways. One of them was a fast start bonus. We often refer to it as a referral or sponsor bonus. So very simply, when the 30% goes to the online university, we call it the Academy Pack, half of that 30% goes to pay out this fast start bonus. Very simple. And you'll notice the other half goes to pay the Unilevel. Now, what's really interesting though about this fast start bonus, and what's really interesting, and I think probably one of the favorite features by many people using this platform in countries all around the world, is that there is no monthly reoccurring cost that's put on the members to continue to pay out of their pocket month after month after month. The challenge with an often referred to as an auto ship, an automatic billing, a rebilling that you would have to pay over and over. The challenge with that type of a situation in the trading space is that if you don't have a wonderful trading week or a wonderful trading month, and you had to spend $150 or $200 on an auto ship to pay to use the system, well, in many cases, you could be breaking even or even losing money for the month. So with CFX, because there is no auto ship, it takes all of the fear and all of the anxiety away for all the members. You're always going to be ahead and not behind. It's a very powerful thing. Now, what's really neat though about this fast start bonus, because all of our members start at whatever contract level they want to, and then they start to upgrade, they move up the contract ladder from there. Every single time someone that you've sponsored moves to a larger contract, guess what happens? You get paid another fast start bonus. So the owners have created a very smart system where you can earn a reoccurring income off the same group of people that you started with. You can continue to earn even though there's no monthly billing that the members have to worry about. It's a very, very smart model. Now, again, the second half of this Academy Pack money we talked about is this Unilevel. What's great about the Unilevel is it turns this into a very simple you sharing with one friend and getting one benefit to an opportunity for this to actually grow well beyond your own efforts. And in network marketing, we often refer to this as leverage. So there's leverage in the trading world And there's also leverage in the CFX rewards plan. Let's say, for example, I share this with 2 or 3 friends and they love the idea of Forex, but they didn't want to do all the work that typically goes into Forex. And so they decide instead to get involved in CFX with me and just allow the automation to do all the work for them. So they start to benefit on a weekly, monthly, and beyond benefit. And in their enthusiasm, as they start to see the same fantastic results that I'm seeing, they just can't help themselves. They start sharing the information with others, which, which very typically happens. Well, all of the friends that I refer to this, that I earned a fast start bonus from, they would be considered my level 1 in my Unilevel. Anyone, if I sponsor 1 person or 100 people, it doesn't matter. They're all my level 1. But then those friends, as they start to have a good experience, as they start to get ahead and they start to share with others, those people become my level 2. And the same thing with those individuals, once they start to really understand the system and have a great experience, they share with others, well, those people become my level 3. So we're seeing members now in 4 months' time that have organic growth to levels 5, 6, 7, 10, 20, 25, 30 in less than half a year. That's some pretty impressive growth we're starting to see. How can that be? Well, very simply, friends talk to friends. And of course, as I mentioned in the very beginning, that little 1-minute video you watched, that's actually going to become part of the funnel system that will be available for all members to participate with. And it will make sharing CFX even easier with your friends because you don't have to articulate the details of the system. You can simply allow the funnel to do all the hard work for you. Now, what's really interesting about this is you can see these different leadership levels. Remember, I said at the end of the presentation, we're going to talk a little bit about leadership. Well, you can see levels 1 through to 10, and then you'll also notice level 11 to infinity. Why is that important? Well, we've already seen in only 120 days organic growth well beyond level 10, well beyond level 20. So to be able to benefit from a Unilevel that over years could grow who knows how deep, and for you to have an opportunity to benefit from all of that, well, that's a very powerful thing. And that's what's so exciting about this particular Unilevel. Now, there's another bonus before we move on and wrap up with the leadership chat. There's another bonus that you need to be aware of, because I will share a reality with you that's very common these days. There are many people in network marketing that love the idea of participating with an automated trading product, something that doesn't take a lot of their time, but they can make a little bit or a lot of extra money every week or month with. But they're terrified at the idea of sharing anything with anyone. So if you were simply benefiting from the product doing its job and making you more money, we would consider you a customer. So you got involved and you are simply benefiting from the automated trading. Now, this is where this gets really interesting. Normally, compensation or reward plans are really reserved for individuals who are going to share the system with other people. Well, this is the one exception to the rule. So if you do happen to be a customer that typically wants to benefit from a product, but doesn't often or perhaps never shares with anyone else, this is really interesting because you're actually going to be able to not only get a position in this matrix, but you'll be able to start to profit from it. I'm going to show you exactly how. So the way that this works, whether you are gaining from bear capital only, in other words, whether you're making money from trading only, or whether you're getting bear and bull capital because you're taking advantage of the fast start and Unilevel, regardless of the circumstance, every single person, when they go to withdraw their gains, they're going to pay a 20% withdrawal fee. Now, 20% withdrawal fee is a substantial withdrawal fee. And I would say that 20% would probably even be a bit of a burden if all 20% didn't come back to our members. In fact, the reality is this 20% withdrawal fee is dispersed amongst all the members in the platform. The company retains 0% of this withdrawal fee. So it actually becomes a very powerful positive. I can't tell you how many members I talk to on a daily basis that love this matrix, because the fact that the matrix can support itself and continue to grow and grow and grow over time. So for many of you who don't typically share, this is an opportunity to actually earn from a bonus, even though you're not someone who sponsors at all, or maybe you only sponsor with 1 or 2 friends over a broad period of time. Whatever the case may be for you, the matrix is something you'll be able to benefit from. Now, that 20% is broken up into 3 different groups. It's broken into the matrix I'm going to show you right now, this graphic, but it also goes into what we call a matching bonus. And then the last portion, 40% of the 100% of the matrix revenue, is going to go to leadership bonuses, and we'll touch on those in just a moment. So I want you to have a quick peek at the graphic on the right-hand side here, because this is a little bit different than the structure we just talked about. On the Unilevel, remember I said you could sponsor 1 person or 100 or more, and all of those people would be on your level 1. Well, this is very different because you can see a level 1 only has 3 available positions. Likewise, a level 2 only has 9 available positions, and a level 3 only has 27. Well, what's the common denominator here? We're seeing these levels grow in multiples of 3. 27, 81, 243, 729. It's growing in multiples of 3. And so if you position yourself because you buy a contract as a customer, someone who's not going to refer anyone, but you happen to be part of a very aggressive, fast-growing team. And by the way, just to add to the benefit of those fast-growing teams, again, another plug for the funneling system that's going to be available soon. You just watch what happens to the growth of the platform when everyone has a very simple and very easy thing to share. And I'm not just talking about social media, but this is something you could share with the person that bags your groceries, the person that helps you at the service station, friends that you've known for a long time. It's going to be very easy to get that information out, and therefore let the tools do all that heavy lifting for you, just like the automated trading and the technology do all the heavy lifting on the trading side. So that means we're going to start to see some matrix systems fill up very quickly. I want to give you one more example to the power of this particular matrix. Now, I don't typically sponsor a lot of people, usually 20, 30, 40 into a platform over time. Well, there was somebody that I shared this with very early on, and they were busy with life, which often happens. So they decided to buy a contract, watch how CFX works from the inside, but really didn't have the time to sink their teeth into it. Well, when they went and logged into their back office after a while to check on it, they had a look at the size of their matrix, and there was over 150 people in their matrix, and they hadn't yet sponsored 1 person. So these are the types of opportunities that could be possible. And as I said before, especially when those new funnel systems are released. Now, what's really interesting about this, because everybody contributes to the matrix, remember I said this comes from withdrawals, and whether you're just a customer that's trading or whether you're a builder that's building a team, everybody's paying that 20% withdrawal fee. So as a result, they make the benefits from this matrix feed your bare capital. All right, so let's talk about a matching bonus. Now, if you're not someone who typically shares these platforms, you may not know exactly what that means. I'll explain it to you right now. First of all, take a look at the graphic on the right-hand side. You can see each of these colors are representing one of the trade contracts, starting at $300 and working all the way down to $30K, $30,000. And each one of those colors also represents another level that opens up in that matrix. Why is that important? Well, because whether you have shared this with people that just want to be customers, or whether you've shared this with people who also want to share it in turn and benefit from the rewards plan, you'll see that it is in their best interest to not stay at the same contract, but actually move up the contract ladder. Because the first thing, of course, that happens is they're trading more capital, so their trading benefit is larger. But look what else that happens. You actually start opening up the entire matrix, starting from levels 1, 2, and 3 to 4, 5, 6, all the way down to the bottom, level 10. And if you have a team that's starting to organically grow, well, of course, you're going to want your matrix to be completely open to squeeze every profitable dollar out of it. Now, the personal matching, the circle in the dead center of the screen, all that that means very simply is anyone that you've personally referred. So that's anyone that you earn a fast start bonus from, you're also going to receive a matching bonus from. It's called the matrix matching bonus. So any matrix total they receive, you're going to get a 10% gain. If one of your friends earned $2,000 in the matrix, you'll receive a 200% match. If another friend of yours earned $5,000 in the matrix, well, you'll receive a $500 match. And you'll get that for every single person that you've personally referred. All right, so let's move to the very last slide. And by the way, this presentation is very soon to be replaced. There is a version 2 that's coming out because when we had our launch event in Panama, there were all sorts of fantastic new details that became available. And of course, they need to work themselves into the presentation. And one of the details that had people extremely excited was all the leadership prizes that are released every single time you hit one of those rank advancements. And that very first rank advancement is right here. We call it executive. So if you're the type of person that would probably put a tablet to good use, there is an iPad Air, a very cool little tablet, one of those tablets you can plug a little keyboard into and take it on the airplane or use it around the house, maybe even use it for business if you want to. You'll earn one of those automatically when you hit the rank of executive. If you reach the rank, I shouldn't say if, when you'll reach the rank of manager, because if you're going to reach executive, you're going to reach manager. Very simply, all that has to happen is 2 of the friends that you've personally shared this with, in other words, 2 different lines of lineage, they hit executive, so they both earn an iPad. You reach the rank of manager, which is going to be his or her Rolex Datejust, a beautiful watch. And then director, that third prize is actually a vacation, a 5-star vacation for 2. And then the last, President's Club Ambassador and Global Ambassador. I'll let you have a look at some of the photographs with some of the videos that are available right now, but you're unlocking a Porsche sports car, a Ferrari sports car, and a Lamborghini sports car. So the engines get progressively larger as you get through President, Ambassador, and Global Ambassador. So you'll probably need to set a little bit of money aside for a fuel bill as well. So the bottom line ultimately is that whether you're here to simply gain on the Forex marketplace without having to become a Forex expert, the trading product will be perfect for you. However, if you think you have an extra 1, 2, or 3 hours a week you could dedicate to working with us in some of our social media groups, meet some new friends and have some fun, and also benefit from the rewards plan and all the leadership bonuses, we'd love to have you working on that with us as well.
His wife's gonna get the Porsche. Keep running the truck. Michael's Porsche is much better than that though.
You guys have
That's a
leadership
Porsche.
that is beyond. We're very surprised. This guy has, I think, how much people do you have on your team? 6,700. 6,500 personas en 3 meses. Wow.